Hello everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another figure review. Today we have another special one, at least in my opinion, but today we're going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Hammond Collection True Effects Troodon from Mattel. Finally, I have this guy in hand. I've been able to find it at a Target, and I'm just super happy to finally have the Troodon in hand, because honestly guys, I thought I was going to miss out on this Troodon. I thought, I was never going to be able to find this and I'd have to wait till I found it online at a higher price or just something. I don't know. I just thought I was going to end up missing out because I haven't been able to find it in stores for weeks now. And yet I was able to find all the other ones from the past releases pretty smoothly. So, yeah, I'm just super glad to finally have this. Actually, my brother found this at a Target, and yeah, I'm just super happy to have this Troodon, and it looks really good, even though there's a lot of mixed opinions about this figure. But we'll get into all of that later in the review. But let's take a look at the brief packaging here. You got the classic Jurassic World Hammond Collection packaging for this new year. It's got the True Effects logo, which is something new for these newer Hammond Collection figures. Got the cool Jurassic T-Rex skull up there. You can see the figure on the inside. Excuse my flash on the reflection. Hammond Collection, Troodon, and a really interesting looking render of the Troodon right here. It's obviously based off of the Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor render. I mean, come on guys, you can easily tell what that's supposed to be. But yet Mattel modified it to, I don't know, maybe to look like a Troodon. I don't know. All I can tell you is that it is not a Troodon. Okay, again, first of all, the Troodon hasn't even appeared in any movies, though it has appeared in something that is technically canon, Jurassic World: The Live Tour. I know a lot of that is soft canon. Not everything from that little show is canon, but there is some things that, that are pretty much our canon, such as the Troodon, genie. But obviously this is not based off a genie. This is clearly based off of the Troodon from the Jurassic Park video game from 2011, I think, is when it came out. I mean, that's a cool Troodon design. It's not my favorite, but it's an interesting one for sure. And this rendered obviously does not look like it. You can definitely tell it's based off of it because of the little quills and the white eyes. Even the toy doesn't even match the render, or vice versa. The render doesn't match the toy, which is super weird. But I gotta admit, it is a pretty sick looking appearance. This actually would make a really cool looking new variant of a Velociraptor. So it's a really cool looking design, even though it's clearly not a Troodon. But either way, it looks pretty cool regardless. On this side, you got the Hammond Collection logo and more of the render. Here on the side, you got a picture of it. Usually these pictures are going to be from like the movie, but obviously the Troodon has never appeared in the movie. So you just got the render in like a forest background at night. But still a really cool one. Those quills look nice and sharp, which just kind of gives it like a really cool, scary look to it. Like a really threatening, intimidating look. But it also comes with a bio that says Troodons are small carnivores with big eyes, sharp teeth, and a poisonous bite. After releasing their venom, Troodons use their speed to take down much larger prey. So that's obviously a nod to the Jurassic Park video game, because Troodons did have big eyes and they were poisonous. And I think it's really cool how they would use their numbers and their agility and speed to take down larger prey. So it's pretty much based off of the video game. So maybe Mattel doesn't have the rights to really do anything with that game yet. So maybe they can just do like slight little nods or something. I don't know. But that's really cool. Troodons using their speed to take down larger prey, or even their size, reminds me of the Compies. Weirdly, it has the Jurassic World logo. They could have just put Jurassic Park, but this is Jurassic World, so maybe it's just, the whole thing, I guess. Here on the back, you got the bio again up there, as well as the Jurassic World logo. Some cool renders of the figure itself, which looks pretty cool in my opinion. And then you got the True Effects premium details for enhanced realism. I mean, come on, the sculpt and the paint jobs are actually really nice on this one, in my opinion. And then you got the others in the lineup, the Stygimoloch and the Velociraptor, all of which I've reviewed in the past, so please check those out if you guys haven't, or if you're interested. And then we got the Troodon right there. Now I'm just missing the Stegosaurus, and then I think I'll be done with the Hammond collections for this year, unless Mattel has some more surprises for this year, but pretty sure the Stegosaurus is the last one. But anyways, that's enough for this packaging. Let's go ahead and take this figure out and take a closer look at it. Alrighty, so here we are in the daytime with the Troodon out of the package. Now, for my first impressions, I honestly really like this figure. To me, it's definitely it's a big step up from their previous Troodon, which I liked as well, but this one's definitely a big upgrade because I love the just the way it looks. I love the colors and I love the sculpt. It does make for a pretty good Troodon, in my opinion. Although, just kind of looking at it, this is a pretty large Troodon figure, so definitely not, I would say, size accurate. Though, of course, Troodon has never appeared in any movie, though it has appeared in at least something canon like Jurassic World Live Tour, which the Troodon in there was the same size of a raptor. But it's always portrayed as being smaller, so that might be just because the costume that humans had to wear for that show. But even the description of the package even stated that the Troodon is a smaller carnivore. So it's a bit early for size comparisons, but we're actually going to be jumping right onto that. So as you can see here with the human figure, the Troodon is pretty massive compared to a normal, Mattel human. The Hammond collection, Alan Grant from Jurassic Park 3. Depending on where the neck stands and the head is, it pretty much towers over any human being. So that's one large Troodon. Pretty terrifying to experience something of this size at night for sure. But I mean, it's not terrible. This could work as if you're trying to recreate something from Jurassic World Live Tour, I guess. But I mean, it's not small. But again, I don't even know if Mattel is able to do Hammond collection dinosaurs of a smaller scale, because that's a lot of challenges of trying to put articulated joints into a smaller figure. But as you can see, the Troodon is a bit large, so it's not small. I don't mind it being big. I guess it could have gone either way, small or big, but either way, to me, it's a pretty cool looking Troodon. In addition, we'll compare it with a Velociraptor. As you can see, the differences between these two, and these two look really great together. The Lost World Tiger Raptor and then this Troodon, they look really cool. You could even set up like a cool rivalry between these two. Since these two are mostly like nocturnal or nighttime hunters, it'd be kind of cool to have these two have a somewhat of a bit of a rivalry, considering their same size. And maybe even just like the video game, have the Velociraptors be scared of the Troodons, because that's how it happened in the video game. Kind of similar to Rebirth, when the Velociraptors, at least if they kept that deleted scene in, the Raptors would have been scared of the Mutodons. So, but as you can see, they look really great together. You can see the different similarities and differences with body shape. This one's a lot more slender and just skinny, kind of built for more, stealth and just running faster, I'd probably would say, more than the Raptor. But they do have similar toe claws, as you can see here. These two, very similar in terms of that. But I don't know, I really like seeing these two together. That might be a really cool picture idea, but yeah. And then we'll throw in, just because we're doing comparisons early, here is the original Troodon that Mattel gave us. I think for like the Camp Cretaceous toy line or whatever in 2020. Man, that was a while ago. But see, I really like this one too. It's a really cool sculpt. It was definitely different and separate from your standard Velociraptor. I definitely love the colors. These ones are definitely more based off of the video game design for the Troodon, more so than this one. But I gotta say, looking at both of these, I definitely prefer the Hammond collection because, well, it's highly articulated, and I really love the colors. And we'll get into that later, but I really love the colors more so than this one. But this one was a pretty good Troodon at the time, and it still is fairly good, but this one's definitely a huge upgrade in my opinion. But really cool to see these two different Troodons together. A lot of differences in terms of the sculpt and the shape and proportions. Even the feet are slightly different. I do like how the hands are on this one. If you can just give it some more feathers, that would be really cool. But overall, really nicely done. A lot of cool differences here in the head sculpt. But yeah, really cool. This one's definitely more raptor-like, I would say, than this one is. But really cool overall. Now, just majority of the figure, I really do like it. Like I said, the sculpt work and the colors are really nice on this one. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I just really like the way this one looks. I understand why some people don't like it, but I really do like it. Personally, I really like it a lot. Especially I love the little eyes that they did. You can see the very cloudy white pupil right there with a bit of like a lighter, darker gray in the background, so it almost gives it off like almost like it's blind, but I'm pretty sure Mattel is just trying to replicate the big, bright white eyes from the video game Troodon. But they look really good though. I wonder how it would look if you would shine like a flashlight on it and make it look like it's glowing, so that would be really cool. But otherwise, the head looks pretty good. Nice scales all throughout the head sculpt. But yeah, I really love the eyes on this one. The scales are a lot more simpler and a lot more finer. They don't like pop out that much. As you can see, there's a little bit of warping on mine, but it's nothing too major. Inside of the mouth, the teeth look really good, as sharp as they can be for these smaller dinosaurs. Inside of the mouth is nicely painted, at least for the most part, but pretty nice overall. I like the little quilled feathers that they have on the top of the head right here. And then the really, really skinny long neck. I mean, okay, if I had to say if there's anything I dislike about this figure, it'd probably be maybe the neck is a little bit too long. Probably should have been at least a bit more shorter. And obviously the tail should have been much longer too. But other than that, it's nothing major to worry about, I guess. Just something to point out. I really like how the neck has all these little wrinkles sculpted in. They look really nice. And even some little bit of maybe some feathered quilled details right here. It's kind of hard to see unless it's supposed to be more skin wrinkles, but I like that. I really like the way the hands look. They're like in this really cool, like, I don't know. Just, I like the way that the hands and the fingers are positioned. It's kind of different than like your usual Velociraptor hands. I would have been nice if they were like something like this from the original Troodon, but they look really nice on this one too. I like the amount of scales on the arms right there, and some more here on the forearms. Then the fingers look really cool. They look kind of creepy and like curled in, which is pretty fitting for a Troodon, especially for Jurassic Park standards. But yeah, like the way these are sculpted and look. I like how they're all curved in. And the body looks really nice too. A lot of more finer sculpt work in the scales, but nothing bad. And that continues all the way down to the tip of the tail. And I love all these little sculpted quill-like feathers on the top right here. They're made of like a softer, rubbery plastic insert, so they're kind of bendy, but they look really nice. And the legs look really nice too, with nice muscle definition, as well as here on the body. Nice scales work too, as you can see. Even here on the legs, skinny, long legs, good for running. And the feet look really nice too. Classic, you know, Troodon raptor looking feet, even though Troodon wasn't really a dromaeosaur. The dew claw looks nice too, and the fact that the feet are like this darker color, it kind of excuses the claws from actually being painted, including the dew claw. On the underside, as you can see, mine's got a little bit of a QC issue here on the underside, but nothing too major. It's not really prohibiting from me doing anything. But you got more like this really lined texture on the underside, and that continues all the way down to the tip of the tail. But it looks really nice though. And here at the bottoms of the feet, just some more detail in the sculpt and the little logo right there. And yeah, sculpt work, it looks really good for a Mattel Hammond collection smaller figure. Now for colors, as I said before, I really love the colors. It's a bit more natural to me, and I like these cool leopard-like spots on it. It really does remind me of a leopard. And leopards are really cool animals. Definitely one of my favorite animals that are alive today. And it fits for a nocturnal animal, having like all these spots. Like it just screams, you know, like a really horrifying Jurassic Park dinosaur to experience in the jungles at night by yourself. But yeah, I love the little greens, whatever shade of green this is, and then the lighter color on the lower jaw, a little bit on the neck, and I love the dark black or maybe dark brown splotches of paint all over from the head, down the neck, top of the body, on the legs, arms, and even down the tail. And it just, the way Mattel applied it on you just looks so good. I love the way it looks. It's very natural to me. It kind of gives it a really creepy look to it. And then the quills too are really nicely done in like the black color with some nice orangish yellow dry brushing on it, which makes it pop a lot more. Speaking of orange, you got a little bit of like this orange here in the front of the snout, which looks really good, and it kind of fades into that green, and some really nice orange along the back here, and it's actually applied very nicely. Usually Mattel only applies it to like one area, but it fades and connects and blends in very nicely and connects really well with the black splotches. So I really love the colors. Obviously nowhere near the colors that we see in the video game, but I like how Mattel has like their own spin on it. Now obviously the white color could have continued all the way down, but it's nothing terrible. You even got, like I said, that darker color around the ankles and the foot as well. And obviously the finger claws could have been painted. And then the eyes look really cool, and then the teeth and the inside of the mouth look nice as well in terms of paint. Now for articulation, like you said, you got the jaw, pretty nice. The head can go down about that far, so really nice range of motion there. And it can go up, so wow, that looks really cool. And the neck can go up about that far and go down about that far, as well as it can swivel 360. So it can't really go left or right just on that swivel, but you can get it in some really nice poses. You can make it look down, you can make it look like it's crouching, like it's stalking something. That is so cool. I love how you can pose it like that, or make it look up at something, but just really cool. The arms here at the shoulders, they can pivot in and out, move forward and backwards at little ridges or like a ratchet joint. And here at the elbows, really nice range of motion. Look at, you can get the arm way up there, you can get it all the way down just like that. So really cool there. And then here at the legs, they can pivot in and out a little bit, and they can pretty much move forward and backwards. Kind of stiff on mine, so do be careful if it's stiff on yours. Here at the knee joint, forward and backwards as usual, as well as rotate. And then here at the foot, not the ankle's right here, but at the foot, it can rotate as well as go up and down. So your classic Hammond collection articulation on the foot right there. And the tail can go up and down, left and right, twist or rotate, and it has a bendy wire in it as well. Although the bendy wires in these smaller figures sometimes is really stiff and doesn't work all that well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this figure. I really do like it a lot. Looks nothing like the render on the packaging, but for a Jurassic Park Hammond collection Troodon figure, it's a really good one, and I highly recommend it if you can find it. I had a hard time trying to track this one down, so hopefully if you guys are wanting this figure, you know, keep checking Target, you know, whether you go in store or check the website, so you can get a better chance of finding this. I don't know if it's going to show up on Amazon or not, but who knows. I'm just glad to finally have it, and it just looks really good. I just wanted to bring in the Velociraptor because I really like how these two look together, and we'll just bring in a human figure. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this Troodon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff, and go ahead and let me know what you think about this figure down in the comments. Yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you guys again for the next video.